Can you tell us how many failed asylum seekers there are in this country?
No, I can't be sure of the numbers of people who are illegals in this country, for the same reason that the previous government couldn't. What I can say is that the asylum system has been toughened up and tightened up hugely, and according to the United Nations Commission for Refugees, not us, asylum figures have fallen by more than a half in the past 2 or 3 years.
Can you give us a rough idea of how many there may be?
And there's point in speculating on that. What I do know is...
Is it tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions?
I've said I don't think there's any point in speculating.
But you have no idea?
Well, it's not a question of having no idea.
Well, what is your idea, Prime Minister?
Hang on. What you can say is how many people are applying for asylum month by month, how many people are you removing, and what is the backlog, and we are dealing with all of those issues.
Prime Minister, you have really no idea of how many failed asylum seekers there are illegally in this country.
I can't,
you
because
don't know.
People are here illegally.
You don't know.
It is difficult, for the very
you
reason
don't
that,
know.
Hang on, for the very reason that the previous government gave, you cannot determine specifically how many people are
You
here
have no
illegally.
idea.
What you can say is, here are the number of people that are actually currently applying
Yes.
for asylum. This is the backlog of claims that you're dealing with, and these are the people who are being removed from the country.
Do people not come to you and say, we think, Prime Minister, there may be 100,000 or 200,000 or 50,000 or 500,000?
Well, they don't come and say that.
No,
what
so
they
you
do
have no
say
idea?
Is, no, hang on a minute. You have an idea of the numbers that are claiming, the backlog, and the numbers that are being removed. Some of those asylum seekers, when they fail and their claim fails, they will go back voluntarily. Now, in the long term, if you want to deal...
What's your working assumption?
I don't make a working assumption about it. What I do is I concentrate on the bits that are absolutely vital to concentrate on, which is, hang on, just let me finish, which is the numbers who are coming in, the numbers we're removing, and the backlog. The only long-term way of dealing with this issue, however, is to introduce the proper controls of borders through an electronic visa regime, and the other thing is identity cards.
Doesn't the fact that you are unable or unwilling to tell us indicate that you have in fact lost control of our borders?
No, it doesn't indicate that, because no government's ever been able to say that. What you are able to say, however, is here are the measures that we're taking to control it properly, to deal with the abuses, and you are also able to say, which I can say to you very clearly, because we keep the proper statistics of this, is the numbers that are claiming now and the numbers that we're removing. And the way to get asylum figures down so that it's only genuine refugees you're taking in is to do precisely what we've done. Clean up the system, remove the tiers of appeal, make sure that people can't destroy their documentation when they come here, and improve the removal system. We're doing all of those things.
Just at one final time, you have no figure that you can give us for the number of refused asylum seekers who are in this country.
I'm giving you the information that I've got, and I've answered that question
a number of... give us any kind of figure.
The reason is because some people will return after their asylum claim has failed.
Right. Let's look at
so
that.
what you can say...
So you have no idea.
Well, what you have is an idea of the numbers that are coming in and claiming and the numbers that you're removing. Now, those are the two important things to concentrate on.
What is that number?
The numbers that are coming in now, it's fallen to just over about 2,000 a month who are claiming asylum, and that's down from at its height. It was around about 8,000 a month, and actually that is lower than the figure in March 1997.
But it gives us no indication of the backlog, of course. Can we look
sorry, it does give me an indication.
No, it doesn't.
No, Jeremy, excuse me. You can say what the backlog is of claims. The backlog of claims, I think, is down to around about 10,000. That's down from 60,000 that we inherited. Right. In respect of removals, there were 1 in 5 asylum seekers who failed were being removed.
Can we look at...
It's now half of them that are being removed.
Let's look at...
And the answer that I've given to you on the numbers of illegals here is precisely the answer we have always given and the last government gave.
Well, you've not given us a number.
Well, I've just explained to you why it's impossible to do that, but what you can do is give numbers for the other things.